Hello and welcome to St Andrews, where Blues have just played their final pre-season friendly before the championship season kicks off. They've beaten Hull City by 2-1. Matt Green opening the scoring in the first half, and then Andy Shinnie making it 2-0 just after the break. Hull's consolation came from the penalty spot, Shawnee Aluko scoring after Paul Robinson was adjudged to have fouled his man in the area. Alongside Keith Laurent in the commentary box for Blues Player this afternoon was Michael Johnson, as always. Good afternoon, John.
Good afternoon.
And what did you make of the performance today, first of all?
I thought it was very accomplished, and if Lee Clark wanted a performance which was just at the right time going into the league season, that was it. I think it was something like the 70th minute before we see the goalkeeper called into action. Players look really well, and the partnerships are developing, so I think it bodes well for next week.
We've seen two different systems in pre-season, the 5-3-2, the 4-3-3. Today it was the 5-3-2. Is that the strongest indication yet that that's what we'll start with?
Yeah, well, it worked, and you're playing against a Hull team, which are a Premier League team, albeit still in pre-season. They are weeks behind us, but you can only beat what was put in front of you, and I thought today we looked very comfortable, very assured. It'd be interesting to see when the real ball starts rolling next week, if he opts for the 3-5-2 or does he go back to the more preferred 4-4-2 from the boys.
Who impressed you in particular for Blues?
I thought Dan was tremendous at the back. I thought Dan really looked well. I thought, the boy, is it Adeyemi?
Adeyemi.
I can't pronounce his name, but I thought that he was tremendous in the middle of the park, covered a lot of ground. So there was some really, really terrific individual performances, which again I'm sure Lee will be delighted with.
And once again, we look like we're going to score.
Always looked like we're going to score. We looked to threat on numerous occasions, and sometimes it was some last-minute defending from Hull. And you could see Steve Bruce was quite worried, at times he was shaking his head. So we were doing things the right and proper way. And again, like I said, for me, I thought it was really, really an accomplished performance just at the right time, going into what could be a big season for us.
And a word on the goal conceded from the penalty spot. It was an interesting decision from the referee, to say the least.
It was a very interesting decision. I thought it was a terrific tackle. The only thing what I could possibly put it down to was that the studs were more up and were showing rather than the end of the boot. And that's the only thing that I can see. And all for that, we would have kept a clean sheet at Cantor today. Like I said, Randolph, I think his second touch was picking it out the back of his net. But all in all, it's a great performance.
How much are you looking forward to the season finally getting underway?
Delighted, I know people say, this could be a season of pure test and worry, but, you look today, we've got some terrific players which Lee's brought to the club, and a lot of youth are coming through as well. So it's going to be an interesting mix to see how we really, really start the season, and hopefully we'll have a good season and may go one better than last year.
Well, thanks, Jono. Well, that's it for pre-season. The real stuff starts next week, where Blues take on Watford here at St Andrews next Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff. We'll see you then.